I am in what's called the American Legation in Tangiers, Morocco. And what this is kind of the original embassy for the United States, outside the United States. This is located in Tangiers. This property was given by the Moroccans to the United States. It unfortunately was bombarded and bombed in the 1840s, but was restored and is considered the original embassy of the United States, an original diplomatic mission. This is a picture painted by George Apperly, and it's as if this entire building is frozen in time. This is a very interesting story called The 5 Generations of the Tangier American Family. Felix Matthews, who was born in Tangiers, went to the United States and joined the Union Army during the Civil War. He was promoted to a colonel, and after the war he was named as an American consul in his native Tangiers. He was then appointed the first American consul general in Morocco. His son Jasper served as vice consul. His granddaughter Consulate dressed in the costume of a Jewish Moroccan woman. In 1937, McBay painted this picture of his great-granddaughter. These are pictures of him. Was a man from Tangiers named Felix Matthews who served in the American Army during the Civil War. Here's some of the prints and pictures that are in this American Legation. It's very well preserved. Furniture is very old. You can see some of the prints. A lot of people don't even know of the existence of this consul, but it is registered on the National Register of Historic Places in the United States, and it is the only place on the National Register of Historic Places that is not in the United States. This apparently was one of the offices. Now, after Operation Torch Landings, the Franklin Roosevelt and Prime Minister met in January 1943 in Anfa, which was a suburb of Casablanca, and the plan was to bring France back into the Allied fold. Morocco was still a French protectorate at one point, at this point. See the original telephone? This is one of their consul generals, Maxwell Blake, from 1925 and 1940. He's talking about the War of the Rif in 1925. This is probably one of the neatest stories of the general about the legation. Renee Reichman spent the warriors in Tangiers, where she represented the Joint Distribution, a Jewish relief organization that attempted to save Jews in Nazi-occupied Europe. She asked the American Legation senior diplomat, J. Roos Childs, to intervene with the Spanish High Commissioner. Spain had occupied Tangiers since the fall of 1940. In his autobiography, Let the Credit Go, Childs praised Reichman for her initiative and the Spanish High Commissioner for issuing the visas. But Childs also wrote that he kept Renee Reichman's letter that he kept in his pocket the rest of his life. And he was the ambassador. Childs was the ambassador. What happened was they helped get visas to save people during the war. This is the letter, what it reads. Tangiers, 13 June, 1945. Permit me to, before your departure from Tangiers, to express Your Excellency from the bottom of my heart the most profound and everlasting gratitude for your extremely noble and generous assistance in the affair of the entry visas for Tangiers for 500 children and adults, most in part families of Hungarian Jews. It is without a doubt your intervention of Your Excellency that the requests for visas were accorded. The International Red Cross of Budapest, not having received German transit visas for these persons thanks to the entry visas to Tangiers, was able to arrange for the departure of a number of Jews from a Nazi concentration camp, place them in safety in a rented building as a consequence of the authorization of the entry visas protected by the Spanish Consulate in Budapest. Thus 1,200 innocent souls owe their survival to Your Excellency. I pray to God for Your Excellency the benedictions. Please accept my most profound respect and distinguished thanks. And that was from Renee Reichman to this, the marriage and charge affairs in this particular legation. Here's some of the original pictures of some of the rulers of Tangiers. And this is an exequatur sent by the Emperor of Morocco in 1786, authorizing Thomas Barclay to negotiate a treaty between Morocco and the United States. Morocco was the first country to recognize the United States as a country, and they recognized the United States in 1786. This is a letter from George Washington to the leaders of Morocco. And this is a letter from Sidi Mohammed bin Abdullah to George Washington in 1788. Here's the response. These are stamps commemorating U.S. friendship with Morocco, 1787 to 1987. Upon the independence in 1956, Tangier reverts to a consulate general. In 1961, the legation becomes an Arabic language school. In 1970, served as a Peace Corps training center. In 1976, it became an actual museum. 1931, Maxwell Blakes, who served as Consul General, undertakes a massive renovation. In 1848, the land was given to the United States. Reconstruction begins in 1821 it was given. In 1848, Reconstruction begins. This is the American Legation in Tangiers. Thanks so much for watching.